The game you love above them all. Football news, predictions, we have it all. You can watch or listen, that's your call. Just join us on Beyond the Ball.
Hello everyone and welcome to Beyond the Ball. I am Collie and this week I am on my Toblerone because Big Paddy is in hiding because lo and behold, 2 games and 2 losses for Manchester United. We will be talking a little bit about them, not too much as Paddy is usually our Manchester United representative. So what I'm going to be looking at is the football review. So going through the Chelsea games, a little bit about the Manchester United games, not too in depth. We'll give updates on the fantasy football and who won the monthly. I think we've already announced it, but we'll just double confirm it. We'll get a look at the league table and we go through my team, and maybe we'll look forward to my team for next week. And then we'll give some score predictions on this weekend's football. So we're going to jump straight away to the football review. Okay, so Manchester United obviously cannot continue their amazing run that they had. One game 4-0 against Everton. Went on against Arsenal. And look, I'm not sure any Manchester United fan really expected to win that game. Maybe there was a little bit of hope that they could get a result, but getting a win, I think, would have been a lot for Manchester United. Given the new manager, the new system, I just think that he's going to need a lot more time to kind of get that team playing the way they need to play. There's going to be players there that aren't used to playing certain positions. I would look at their wing backs to say that they've not really been in wing back positions. I know what a lot of coaches like to do when they play them wing backs is actually have one of your wing backs coming in and nearly sitting in as a centre mid. I know Chelsea do that. They had Cucurella doing it. But it's an interesting one with Manchester United because they've gone through so much. Like everybody said, it's the structure of the club. It's this, it's that. Like, I mean, they've done a lot in terms of structure. There's a new owner. I've seen this week that the sporting director left. So there is a little bit happening in behind the scenes, but if they still can't get the results, I mean, most of us would have blamed the lack of ability in the squad. Not really ability, actually, heart and desire and that type of thing. But we're going to start really criticizing the team now, I think, if they're not going to be getting results, because whatever about this 2-0 result, fair enough. I mean, you're up against a good Arsenal team. But your next result against Forest at home, I mean, you lose 3-2. It's kind of embarrassing. I know you've got a new system, not a new group of players, but a new management group. It's going to be difficult for them to figure out who their best team is, but are they going to be doing too much? Are they doing what Stephen Kenny done with Ireland, where they're trying to play a certain way that doesn't suit the players? Now, look, it's early days, very, very early days, so I won't judge it. I am optimistic that Manchester United will turn things around. Looking at the league table, it's not looking pretty for them. They're sitting in 13th position. But the only thing I would say is, like, they're not miles off. I think top 4 is probably out of question. I'm not going to lie. But they're not miles off. Like, they're on 19 points. And City are in 4th with 27. So you're looking at the guts of 8 points there. It doesn't sound like a lot, but we are 15 games in at this stage. We're still not halfway through. So there is plenty to play for. I just fear that Manchester United just don't have what it takes to get into that top 4 this year. I was thinking that maybe when they sacked Ten Hag, that this manager would come in and he would give them a bounce. And everyone's going, oh, they've got that bounce. They don't have that bounce. Like, they drew 1-1 in Europe again as well. Like, so that bounce didn't really happen, I don't think. In my opinion, I don't think that bounce happened. I don't know whether everybody was expecting too much from that bounce, but I don't think it was a bounce. Anyway, look, you can argue that one against me, but I genuinely don't think. I've seen teams going on runs of 5-6 games and picking up loads of points. Manchester United are not really putting in the performances. But look, I don't know. You can argue with that. I just don't think they're playing as well as they could. I'm going to move off that, and I'm going to move on to obviously the Forest game again. Like I said, 3-2 at home. I wouldn't mind if it was away. Forest are taking points off all the big teams, so they're not an easy team to play against. But when you're at home, like for the history of Manchester United at Old Trafford, for what the club is, United have kind of lost, I think, that bit of, how do you say it? That bit of like bollocks at home, where like it did used to be a fortress, and people used to fear going to Old Trafford. Now it's just another away game for everyone. There's no real fear of going there, and like the fans really being the 12th man. And I'm not saying that, I'm not digging at the fans or anything like that, but there is a negative atmosphere around the stadium and around the club still. I don't blame it, because I was in that situation last season and the season before, where Chelsea were sitting in kind of 13th position, 10th, 13th. It's not nice, but you do need something to pull out of it. And I think, and people are saying that United are going to be very quiet this transfer window. I can see them making 2 or 3 big signings if they have the funds available. I don't know what the situation is with the funds there. I don't know if someone's come in and said, no, we actually do have funds available. So it'll be interesting to see. I do think they need a couple of signings just for Amarim to kind of get his mark on the squad. There's probably a couple of players he has in mind as well, and he's probably had conversations with. So I'd say it may be just a case of pulling triggers on them. So look, United, 2 poor results again against Arsenal. Write that one off. That one I don't mind too much. It's the Forest one. That's where you need it. This is where you need a bounce back from them. So it'll be interesting to see. The next game for them isn't exactly the best game to be bouncing back to, but look, we'll see how they get on. I'm going to move on to the Chelsea game. So Southampton 1, Chelsea 5. How did I see this game? Absolutely delicious. This game right here was absolutely brilliant for Chelsea. Southampton, let's call a spade, dog shit. But Chelsea dominated game. They took their chances really well. Had some great performances. Caicedo, for me, is the best centre mid in the league at the moment. I don't know if anybody will argue that. I would be surprised. 5 different goal scorers. Again, people are saying that Cole Palmer is out of form. I mean, you're talking bollocks, because he's really not. And even when he isn't, now, what I will say is, everyone's going, oh, he's the greatest midfielder of all time, Paul Merson, full of shite. He does go missing in the big games, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Now, as I say that, the next game I'm going to be looking at, he was actually really involved in it. But up until that point, he was missing. I think the Liverpool game went missing. Start the season, Man City went missing. Don't mind that too much, though, because that was Man City, first game of the season. But some of these games he does go missing, and I don't like that. But he's absolutely phenomenal. What a signing that was. I think Pep made a massive mistake there on letting him go. Great sign for Chelsea. He's on like a fucking 8-year deal, I think. Like, give him another fucking 8 years. I don't care. I want him at the club I want him to retire at Chelsea. He's fucking excellent. So 5-1 Chelsea, 5 different scorers, excellent stuff. And I'm going to move on to the next game, which was Spurs and Chelsea. What a game of football. Possibly the best game of the season. Don't know if many will argue with that. I genuinely think that was one of the best games of the season. It pretty much had everything. 2-0 down, early days. Cucurella, what the fuck are you doing with your footwear? Can you fucking sort that shit out? Took him 2 goals to concede before realising that he's wearing the wrong boots. Starts blaming the kit man. Come on, you've done your warm-up. The pitch is being watered. You know what it's like. It's up to you to fucking figure that out. That's not the kit man. So we conceded 2 goals from 2 mistakes, 2 slips as well. So both the same mistake, 2 slips from Cucurella. And I got bombarded on Instagram with people fucking messaging me going, it's over now. Yeah, you're back. And I shit you not. I wrote back to every single person that said it to me, don't worry, we're going to come back in this game. Because I could see, even though them 2 mistakes happened, I could see the way we were playing. And I was very impressed with how we were moving the ball, our little intricate passes between each other. It was all beautiful stuff. So, and the great thing about what we done is we didn't let them 2 mistakes and 2 goals really kill our spirits. We kept everything up. And what was good is like, it was like they knew they were mistakes, and even Cole Palmer in the interview after, he just said, "No, look, 2 mistakes. We knew that, and we knew we went out of the game." So it was brilliant to see. So I was delighted to see that we really, really pulled up the socks, showed a bit of character, and got back into the game. Cole Palmer is a filthy, filthy dog. I put a video up on Instagram just saying that he was a filthy, filthy dog. A couple of people thought it was very funny. But I just think Cole Palmer to do the Paninka at that stage in the game, to have the balls to do that, fair fucking play to you, because that is world class. And I don't care what anybody says. He's just an unbelievable player. There is other things I can highlight. Like the likes of Nicholas Jackson had a quiet enough game, but when he came off was very disheartened. I don't know if I like that or I don't know if I dislike that, because one, it shows that he really wants to do well and he's pissed off that he didn't score, didn't play well. But when the final whistle goes, he was still kind of moping around. I'm like, come on, it's not all about you. The team won. Let's go. You didn't score. Get over it. Stop being a fucking child. Your team won. You put in a shift. You didn't do anything outrageously bad. You missed no sitters. Sometimes you just don't get the chances as a striker, and that's just the way it is. But if you work hard for the team, which you did, nothing wrong with it, nothing against it. So, you're entitled to have a game and not score as a striker. I think that's only fair. You're playing at the highest level possible. You're in the best league in the world, and you're at one of the best teams, I think. So overall, very happy. Defensively, again, I just feel like we're still. I genuinely think, right, and I know people will laugh at me, Chelsea can win this league. Chelsea 100% can win the league this season. We do need results to go our way with the Liverpool games. That's fair enough. But we need to take game by game. We need Liverpool to start dropping points. And everybody always says, oh, Salah will get injured. They're fucked. Salah is not going to get injured. Salah is made of stone. This man is like sculpted from stone. 32 years of age. I mean, I've heard rumors that the 2-year deal is done. Insane if it's not. Like, absolutely crazy to let him go. You cannot replace someone like him. Even getting a 23, 24-year-old. You know what you've got with Salah. You know what you have there. Why would you even take a gamble on trying to risk it for someone else who you might get some return out of? You're not going to get the same return. So Liverpool need to open throw a blank check at him and go, off you go, write whatever you want. Irreplaceable. So we do need something to happen there with Liverpool. I'm hoping, like, and I don't like wishing injuries on people, but I wish like Van Dijk or something would like tweak a hamstring, maybe something like that. During a busy period, that'd be nice to see, wouldn't it? That'd be lovely. But Liverpool, fair play to them. They look great every time they go down. They come back and they win, and it's hard. I know they've dropped very, very little points this season. They've got 35 points, so 2 draws and a loss, so not a lot of points being dropped. 4 points ahead of us, but they do have a game in hand, so let's call it 7. We are the highest scoring team in the league at the moment, 35 goals, which is outrageous. Defensively, again, not great though. But look, I'm happy with Chelsea. I'm happy with where we're going. I'm happy with Maresca. I'm happy with what he's done. The overall feeling of the whole club is good. It's returned to normality, I would say, because for the last 20 years it's been like that. So I don't fucking fuck around when I say, yeah, it's back to normality, because that's what we're used to. That's what Chelsea are used to. So long may it continue. I hope Chelsea can do something phenomenal this season, and I believe we will do something phenomenal. And I think we'll win the league. I know. Look, call me insane. Fucking berate me if you want. I'll take it. But I'm going to put my neck out on the line, and I'm going to say Chelsea are going to win the league. How confident am I? I'm willing to do a forfeit. I don't know if anybody can think of a forfeit for me. If Chelsea don't win the league, I'll consider it. So if we can get something put into stone and make it a verbal contract through a podcast, albeit. So yeah, happy with that. Gonna move off this now, because I'm sure anybody that's listening is bored of me talking about Chelsea. So I'm gonna move on to the fantasy football. Okay, fantasy football time. Let's have a look and see what we're looking at. So, first of all, we'll have a look at my own team, see what we're doing. 66 points this week. 50 was the average. 119 points was the highest of the week. I'm actually going to have a look at that team just to see what happened. Triple captain was played. Has to be on Parma. No. Yeah. Yeah, would have went to Parma. So Martinez in goal, 6 points. Saliba with 9 points. Vestergaard with 1. Collins with 7. Gusto with 1. Enzo with 9. Cole Palmer, triple captain, 54 points. Ridiculous. Morgan gives away 13 points. Salah didn't play and he had him as captain. That's why it went to Palmer. Vardy with 12 points. Vardy's unbelievable this season. And then Haaland as well with 7 points. So, okay. He's a Chelsea fan, by the way. So, 66 points for me. We'll go through my team. Flecken in goal, 3 points, even though he conceded a shit ton of goals. Aït-Nouri, he had an assist against West Ham. Saliba, 9 points, scored a goal. Digne, I brought him in, and I think he's got a total of fucking 4 points for me in about 3 or 4 weeks. Mbeumo with 13 points, good return there. Made a mistake of putting Saka as captain. Could have went either way, to be honest with you. 4 points I got with him. Fernandez, I brought in, and he got me 9 points. Parma with 18. Joe Pedro brought him in again. I've brought him in, and I'm not really getting that back from him. I consider taking him out. Nicholas Jackson with 2. Again, look, you're allowed to have a day off. And Cunha, who hasn't scored in the last 2, I think, as well. Had Burgess on the bench as well for Ipswich, so there was a couple more points to be got there. But look, I'm happy enough where I am. Let's have a look at Big Paddy's team. I was going on the table. He's in 36th position. Oh, Paddy, a good week for Paddy. 77 points. Pope in goal. Konza, 8 points. Digne, again, 1 point. Kilman, 2 points. He has Amad Diallo. Again, Paddy plays with his heart, he does, not his head. Amad Diallo, in fairness, is actually pretty cheap and he's good. 5 points. Saka with 2. Garnacho, yeah, you want to be getting him out. 4 points. Cole Palmer is captain. That's a good show. 36 points. Wood with 8 points. Highland with 8 points. And Nicholas Jackson with 2. And then again, he has a couple of people on the bench that aren't doing that too crazy. Let's have a look at the actual league table. So, top of the league, still Adam McDonald. So Adam McDonald is on 975. He got 64 points this week. So fair play to you, Adam. You're holding ground on everybody else. Up into second and back, because I think he took a dip down to 4th or 5th there last week, is Aaron Gray, and he's up to 935 on the exact same points as myself. So it goes above me. Don't know why. It's a bit of a joke, but whatever. Harry O'Sullivan's in 4th. Liam McDonald is in 5th. Luke Walsh is in 6th. Collie Lamb is in 7th. King Costello's in 8th. Water slips down to 9th, and then Chris comes up to 10th. Having a look at the bottom of the league, we've got Kieran Lappin still in last place. You need to up your game. Decent enough week considering you are bottom of the league. You got 59 points, so you caught up on Boris, who's in 42nd. Nicole Brady jumps off 42nd and into 3rd last. And then we have to only go up a couple of little spots, and then we see Big Paddy there. So it's embarrassing. Not representing the podcast well, but sure, look, we'll let him away with it because he is a sexy beast. I'm going to actually give a little preview of my team so far for next week. So last week, I'll show you, so if you notice there, I don't have Mo Salah in the team. And I made 3 transfers. So I took the gamble and I put Bruno Fernandes in, and it worked. Cost me 4, got 5 return from it. And then I had every intention of getting Salah back in. So Salah is back in, and Fernandes is gone because he's coming up against Manchester City. So no other changes other than that. So I've got Flecken in goal. I've got Aït-Nouri in defence at home against Ipswich, which is good because it's a nice home fixture. Wolves have been shit, but I want them to just start scoring some goals and keep them clean sheets, hopefully. Saliba at home against Everton, again, could be a good result. I'm hoping for a clean sheet. 0-0 would be great because it means that they don't score. Digne, and then Chelsea, I've got Mbeumo, who's playing against us. So I don't know if he's going to score against us. What I would say is that we don't keep many clean sheets. So chances are, if there's anybody going to score, it probably is going to be him. So don't mind leaving him in. Saka at home against Everton again. I'm saying I hope for a 0-0. It's probably going to be 3 or 4-1 maybe. But Saka, I'm hoping gets a couple of goals. Mo Salah again. He's had a bit of a rest. I know he's going to have Champions League football coming up, but have him as captain, and he'll probably score a couple of goals. Palmer at home to Brentford could be a potential captain for us this week. I don't know. I'm not 100% decided on that. Joe Pedro with a good fixture at home against against Crystal Palace. Nicholas Jackson at home, and then Cunha again, a good fixture at home against Ipswich. So optimistic for this week, but I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go. I'm really struggling to find the differentials that I can catch up on certain people. Like I'm 30 or 40 points behind in the Beyond the Ball League, so I need to make that up somewhere. So hopefully I can get that this week. Right, jumping off the fantasy football, and I'm going to go on to the score predictions for this week. Okay. First one up, Arsenal versus Everton. Again, like I said already, I'd love I kind of want Arsenal to keep a clean sheet for me fantasy football, but I also don't want them to keep a clean sheet because I'd rather them lose. But like I said, I'm going with my brain here, and I'm going to say that Arsenal are going to win, and I'm going to go 3-1, and I'm not going to say Saka. I'm going to say Martinelli to score, because I don't think I'm not going to jinx it. Liverpool versus Fulham. Again, I think this will be a handy one for Liverpool. I don't see them dropping any points. This should be a walk in the park for them. I'm going to say a comfortable 4-0 win, and I'm going to go with Luis Diaz to score. Next one up is Manchester City versus Manchester United. This is going to be a good game, and the reason I say that is because I feel like this is Amram's first Manchester derby. He's going to want to get a good result against a struggling Manchester City team. But Manchester City are going to be looking to bounce back. So both teams are going to be up for it. Tactically, I think Man City will outsmart them. I think Pep will be able to deal with this 3-5-2 or whatever you want to call it, or 3-4-3. Do I see it being a spanking? No. But I do see Manchester City edging it, and I'm going to say 2-1. I know they've been on a shocking run, and it's weird. It feels strange that they're losing so many games, but I think this one they might just edge. So I'm going to go with a 2-1 win, and I'm going to go with Haaland to score because I don't have maybe fancy, and he's going to keep scoring. Next one I have is Chelsea versus Brentford. Again, I see Chelsea. Brentford are shy away from home, okay, but they are one of our dodgy teams. So what do I look at? Do I look at how Chelsea are playing, which we're playing very well, we dominate teams? Or do I look at like stats from like previous games? I like to go off what I'm seeing now. Fuck the stats is what I say. Brentford's shocking away results, and Chelsea have been playing very well. So I'm going to go with a 3-1 win for Chelsea. And I'm going to say Jadon Sancho again. Jadon Sancho has been phenomenal for us. Looks a completely different player. I think Manchester United fans will be kicking themselves. I think the club will be kicking themselves. He looks absolutely at home with Chelsea. He loves the club. He supports the club as a kid. I love it. I'm loving what I'm seeing from him. Last game is Southampton versus Spurs. Again, for this one, I see Spurs bouncing back. Southampton, I just think they're getting relegated. If I'm being honest, I really do. And I see Spurs winning this one somewhat comfortably. I'm gonna say a 2-0 win. And I'm gonna say Son to score. So comfortable enough, I reckon, for Spurs, but Southampton need to fucking seriously sort some shit out. Right, that is it. Unfortunately, you've had to listen to me ramble on for the whole time because Big Paddy, like I said, went into hiding. I'll put out a little missing poster for him just to see if anybody can get him and return him to me for next week. But if you are listening and if you are watching, make sure you hit subscribe. Do like it. We are really trying to grow all of our social medias, so hit subscribe, hit follow, hit like on it as well, so we know you're watching it. Go over to our Facebook, Twitter. We're on fucking Instagram, TikTok, you name it, we're there. YouTube, we're trying to really grow it, but it's very difficult because although you're listening to this, it takes 2 seconds to subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. And even if you're saying, oh, I don't want him knowing I'm subscribing, I actually don't know who subscribes. So when you subscribe, I don't get any information on who it is. All I see is a number. That's all I know. So we'd really appreciate it if you could. Like I said, get onto all of our social medias. We will be back the same time next week, the same day on Tuesday. And that's pretty much it. We will talk to everybody next week. Bye-bye.